Hello, my beautiful Geminis. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome back. I am Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Today we are doing a reading welcoming in the Fire Horse energy, which begins on February 17th. So this is a message for the start of the Fire Horse and how it's going to come in for you, my lovely Geminis. This is a collective reading, not a one-to-one. So please be aware of that and take what resonates and leave the rest. So I have a new deck, the Council of Horses Oracle. I got this for Year of the Fire Horse readings. I also love horses, so I didn't mind getting it. Please don't forget to give the video a like. It helps it get around YouTube more. So the horse oracle that came out for you is Arian's protege, finding your voice. Finding your voice. And the messages in the book for these cards are about 3 pages long for every single one. I'm not going to read the entire thing. But let's see. Finding your voice, having a say, speaking up, and being heard. So Geminis, I don't know if you're having a hard time right now with that. Hold on, sorry. Or if that is a challenge for you. Geminis are typically good communicators, so maybe right now you're struggling with finding your voice. The invitation is, approach this situation differently from how you normally would. If you usually write your self-talk dialogue out loud, with someone you trust. Hold on. Oh, so they're saying if you usually write down your feelings in a journal, you need to actually talk to the person. It took me a minute to figure out what they meant there. If you tend to seek others' advice, turn within and listen to your own inner voice. So yeah, it's really important right now, Geminis, for you to have those actual talks with people, not texting, but face-to-face or on the phone, talking with your voice, not your typing. Okay, your contemplations are, what do you need to say? What do you need to hear? How was your voice taken in the first place? And what stops you from speaking up for yourself? What are those blockages that you have, Gemini? How have you betrayed yourself in the past, and how can you learn from those lessons? Can you imagine a constructive conversation free of judgment and blame? What would that sound like? Okay, so it sounds like, Geminis, there is somebody that you need to have a talk with, and rather than laying blame, it just needs to be more maybe subjective, more objective, seeing the other person's side, things like that. That's what I'm feeling. That's what Spirit is giving me, that instead of going into the conversation thinking you're right, you need to go into the conversation and hear what they have to say, right? Conversation is a give and take, right? And many times as humans, we're formulating the answers or what we're going to say next rather than listening to the person we're talking with, right? So next, we're using the Soul's Journey lesson cards, and the first card out for you is Courage. That goes right along with finding your inner voice. Sorry about that. My husband was calling. Okay, courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. So there could be a conversation that you're dreading or a conversation that you're worried about. But this is, this card is indicating have the courage to speak up and be heard, right? That doesn't mean doing it in a forceful way or an argumentative way. You may have to be diplomatic when you're having the conversation and say, well, I need to say what I need to say, and then we can discuss it, right? There's a way to do it. And then your other card that came up is relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. And this is the flower of life. I love it. So both of your cards have a lot of purple in them. That's your crown chakra. That's the metaphysical part of you, right? That's listening to your gut, listening to your inner compass, right? So courage, relationships, finding your voice. Maybe this has to do with a relationship. It doesn't have to be a love relationship. It could be friends. Could be parents, grandparents, friends, co-workers, some sort of relationship that you need to have the courage to find a way to be heard. Okay, Geminis? And I'm pretty sure you can do it. Okay. Now we're going to go to the tarot. I like to pull these live online. I can't do all the cards live because the videos were too long and nobody was watching them all the way through. So I'm trying to make sure that my readings stay under 20 minutes so that, people won't get, I guess, bored. I don't know. I personally like listening to readers who are 30 minutes plus when I'm driving, when I'm doing housework. But I guess my followers don't want long readings, or most of them don't. Oh my gosh. Okay, Gemini. If you like longer readings, I'm sure I'll do some. Usually when I do the coffee cups, those are longer. But I haven't really had the time. Oh my gosh, it just seems like I'm more of a human doing than a human being. And I want to be a human being. Ooh, Ace of Swords. Communication right there. New beginning in honest, truthful communication. Eight of Cups, that's an emotional walking away. Two of Swords, that is a choice. So the first two cards out were swords, that is communication. Those are communication cards. Ten of Pentacles is things are looking good in your material world, your money world, your finances. Pentacles are, how you earn your living, your home, your car, all those things that you buy in the physical material. So that's good, but it seems like the emotional side of communication is what needs the work and attention right now, Geminis. Okay. Couple more cards, please, Spirit. Couple more cards for my beautiful Geminis. Not 4. Best cards, best last 2 cards for this reading, please, for my Geminis. 7 of Pentacles. Thank you. The Sun. Good. That's good. So Cancer had a really challenging reading, and then their last card, or last couple card tarot, were really, really good and positive. All right. 2 of Swords. He's got one sword pointed up and one sword pointed down. 2 different ways, 2 different choices, 2 different ways you can say something, because this is communication, right? And this is piggybacking on to those messages that you had in the beginning, right? You have a choice to listen and be heard, right? Then you have the Ace of Swords. This is a new beginning in truth. This has all to do with communication, right? This represents air signs. That's you, right? So the first 2 cards are communication cards. Really interesting. Just building on the messages you already had. Then you have the 8 of Cups. You see all the cups lined up here, and he's walking away. He's not mad. He's not running. This is something emotionally that no longer serves you, that you need to leave behind. And it could have to do with relationships, right? It could have to do with this conversation that maybe you just have to say, okay, this is not working, and so I need to leave it. Now, that doesn't mean, I've had friends that I've had to say goodbye to for various reasons, and sometimes it's emotional, but then sometimes you just open right up after. It's almost like you've been carrying around some baggage that you finally set down, right? So think about that, Geminis. And then you have the 10 of Pentacles. This is generational wealth. Just look at the card. All those pentacles hanging around there in the beautiful forest, right? So right now, it seems that your money situation, your material, you've got, everything is going fine in that department. It's not that. It's the emotional communication department where you need some help. This is the 7 of Pentacles. This is choosing what you spend. See, he's got pentacles there, and he's kind of stirring it up and thinking about which one he's going to take out. So these pentacles can represent certifications. They can represent bank accounts, investments, right? Your checking account, your savings account, all of that. What are you going to use from there, right? What are you going to take out? So 7's a reflection, thinking back about how you've set up your money situation, what you're doing with it, how you've set up your material situation, your investments and all of that. What do you need to call on or use or take out right now, right? Pentacles can also have to do with maybe you have a choice of 2 different jobs and you're looking at the pay scale for each one. Maybe you're thinking about doing a trip or making a big purchase and you want to think about, where am I taking this money from? Am I going to borrow it from my 401k? Am I going to take it from my savings? I don't know why that's the message, but apparently, Geminis, some of you are thinking about that. Now, looking at this, it looks like you have the resources to do what it is that you want to do. You just need to decide which resources to use. And then you have the Sun. Look at that card. The Sun is a 19, which is a 10, which is completing a cycle and the beginning of a brand new one. The Sun can represent Leo. It doesn't in the tarot, but the Sun rules Leo. So I often will mention that, just in case you have a prominent Leo that is in this situation, either the money situation or the communication situation. But the bigger message, the deeper message of the Sun is being content with what you have, even though it may not be exactly what you want, right? So we can drive, I don't know, a Chevy Blazer and want a Maserati. Is the Chevy Blazer working? Sure. Do we want a Maserati? Yes. Do we want to spend all these resources on it? Probably not. Not to mention the insurance and all that. So this is a card reminding us that maybe what we have right this minute isn't exactly what we want, but we still need to be grateful for it. So remember, this is a reading about the fire horse coming in and how it's going to present for you. Some communication issues, some speaking up, being heard, some sort of spending or investment or buying thing that's going to be presented to you, and you have the funds. You just need to think about how you want to use those. Okay. And then for your animal oracle, you have bear. Find strength in calmness and reflection. And you did have that 7 of Pentacles, which is also a reflection card. And your, what was your, I forget. Reflecting on, so finding your voice, reflecting on how conversations have gone, how you've done it before, and how you're going to do it differently. Remember in those contemplations, they had that. So Geminis, I feel like when this fire horse year hits, you're going to be having some conversations, but you need to pull on your wisdom about how to do that. When you're looking at this purchase, you need to use your wisdom, right? Spend your money, time, and energy wisely, right? Money is energy. We want it to flow in and flow out, but we don't want to empty our coffers, right? We want to make sure we have some in reserve. Okay, Geminis, I hope you've enjoyed this reading as much as I've enjoyed doing it for you. Please give the video a like. I really, really appreciate it. Peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.